everybody, here we are again, and it's a Cooper's English Bitter with a bit of a twist, and we're here to talk about it. So it's one of the Cooper's kit and kilo kits. That's the tear off part of the label. Bits more of label. The ingredients don't survive because they're actually stuck quite hard onto the can. It's a bit of a flaw in their label rip-off plan. They got this space down here, they could have put the ingredients there. There you go, Coopers. You want to you know, make your kit slightly better, put your ingredients in this space here, or squeeze it up. Do some of the foreign parts on the rip-off bit on the you know, because I don't speak foreign. Obviously, that's angered all the foreigners and non-English speaking foreigners, of course. Don't know how many I get of those on my channel. So the can comes with the usual rip-off lid, which is a reasonable gimmick, unless you actually want to keep the lid. It doesn't come with 2 packs of yeast, but I use 2 cans, so I've got 2 packets of yeast to chuck away. Because I didn't use either of them, I reused my SO4 yeast as usual. Don't say, it just says Cooper's brewing yeast 7 grams. How to brew as per instructions. Or chuck it away. Chuck it away. There we go. You may have noticed I used 2 cans. If you were paying attention, I used 2 cans. And I didn't use any sugar. Starting gravity was 1.052, which was a little bit on the high side, I thought, at 16 degrees C. But the final gravity was also on the high side of 1.022 at 17 degrees C. Thank you, pardon. So a drop of 30, which gave an approximate ABV of 4.076%. Price of the kits were £13.95 each, so £27.90. So price per pint is 69.75 pence. So still less than 70p a pint. Which is how much it used to be at the pub when I first started drinking. 70p a pint. Those were the days, back in the days, eh? A long time ago. So let's have a quick look at it. It does produce a head. It doesn't keep a head, I want to said. A ring at best. It does produce some lacing on the glass, certainly to begin with. It's a deep, not too deep, no, it's a ruby colour, crystal clear. I don't know if you can see the fingers through that. We'll flash you with the torch. So it is, yeah, crystal clear there, yeah. And a nice looking beer. Give it a quick sniff. You are getting beery notes, a certain maltiness to it. and a slight earthiness. Smells like beer. Quick, whack it down, laughing tackle. Slight fruitiness, slight sweetness up front. Not too sweet, even though it finished so high, because non-fermentable sugars tend not to be tasting sweet. Sucrose tastes sweet, not many other sugars do. Dextrose doesn't really taste very sweet. Fructose, a little bit sweet. I shall stop waffling. Not too sweet, and there's not a heavy bittering, but a fairly intense bittering. Straight up front and throughout. And still now, I've got that bitter flavour, so it's a good, solid bitter, but it's not an English bitter. Not as you would expect, it's more like barley wine without the alcohol content. Yes, if it had the usual sort of alcohol content of about 5.5%, 6.5%, that would pass as a barley wine. If you want a barley wine, you can have 2 cans, put some sugar in, bump the alcohol up. It was an experiment. I thought it was worth doing. Let's carry on with the taste test. Just went through that slightly. Yeah, there's a sweetness, a maltiness, there's a chocolate and biscuity. Difficult to pick out because you've got this bitterness that runs throughout of it. But yeah, it is quite nice. But it's not an English bitter. Mouthfeel wise is, I'd say good. As a beer, yeah, it's not bad. It's up there in price, isn't it? It's nearly 30 quid. Nearly 30 quid. How much was it? £27.90, so 28 quid. If you like a heavy flavoured bitter, almost like a barley wine, that's very good. I may even brew that again. I think that has got to be certainly 4 stars. Definitely 4.5 if we could give 4.5 stars. Mm. 70p a pint. Would I send it back in a pub? No. Would I buy it again in a pub? Yes. 5 stars. Right. Like, comment and subscribe. See you next time. Cheers. Bye.
Wake up